Heaven says, someone you don't expect is about to be exposed. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the moment your eyes touched this message, your spirit reacted, your breath shifted, your chest tightened just a little, and something inside you whispered, "This is for me." And your heart needs this right now more than you even realize, because you've been carrying a quiet knowing, a subtle tension in your spirit that you haven't been able to explain, and heaven is stepping in to confirm what your intuition has been trying to tell you. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because lately you've been sensing energy that doesn't feel right around a certain person, someone who smiles, someone who acts supportive, someone who pretends to be harmless. But your soul has felt the vibration of their truth long before any evidence appeared. You've noticed small things, the way their words didn't match their energy, the way your spirit pulled back even when your mind wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt, the way your peace felt disrupted after interacting with them. Listen to this, because you're not imagining it. Heaven is revealing that someone you least expect, someone you never thought would carry hidden intentions, is about to be exposed, not to break you, but to protect you, because the divine will never allow you to be blindsided when your heart is pure and your spirit is aligned. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because you've been seeing signs, angel numbers appearing at the exact moments you feel unsure, 111 when your intuition is trying to speak, 222 when your emotional balance feels off, 444 when your spirit cries out for reassurance, 555 when change is approaching fast. And these signs have not been random. They have been guiding you toward truth. You've felt emotional waves that don't make sense, sudden heaviness that hits you out of nowhere, and moments where your intuition whispers, "Pay attention." And heaven is saying, "Pay attention now." The exposure that is coming is divine protection. It is heaven clearing space. It is the universe rearranging your path so that you don't carry what was never meant to follow you into your next chapter. Don't scroll, listen to this, because while someone's hidden motives are being revealed, something else is happening beneath the surface, something connected to your heart, your destiny, your spiritual journey. There is a soulmate energy that has been circling your life, someone who has felt your absence more deeply lately, someone who has been thinking about you in moments they didn't expect, someone whose spirit is tied to yours in ways they're just beginning to understand. And you've felt it too, the sudden memories, the random emotional pull, the dreams that feel like messages, the déjà vu that feels too real to ignore. The exposure coming isn't just about removing what's wrong, it's about making room for what's right. Don't scroll, this message is meant for you, because your spirit has entered a season where heaven is done allowing you to tolerate anything that is misaligned with your purpose. That's why you've been feeling disconnected from certain people, why you've been losing interest in things that once felt comfortable, why you're suddenly craving deeper connection, deeper truth, deeper meaning. Your soul is evolving. Your intuition is sharpening. Your awareness is expanding. And this exposure is part of your awakening. Listen to this, your heart needs it. The universe is pulling away the masks of people around you so that you no longer trust words, you trust energy. You trust alignment. You trust truth. And in this same season, someone whose spirit is connected to your path is awakening emotionally. They've been remembering you. They've been feeling drawn back to you. They've been experiencing internal shifts they don't fully understand. And heaven has been preparing them just as heaven has been preparing you. Don't scroll, stay with this, because your spiritual sensitivity has increased for a reason. The tension you felt inside isn't anxiety. It's spiritual movement. The restlessness you've been carrying isn't confusion, it's alignment. The dreams you've been having aren't imagination, they're communication. Heaven is setting things in order. The person who has been pretending around you is about to show their true colors. The connection that has been stirring in your spirit is about to make itself known. And your role in this moment is simple: stay open, stay aware, stay aligned. Don't scroll, you need to hear this last part, because heaven is not exposing someone to hurt you, heaven is exposing someone to free you, to shift you, to move you into the chapter where only truth, love, alignment, and destiny can follow. Something is being revealed. Something is being removed. Something is being awakened. And deep down, you feel it. Stay still. Stay receptive. Your season of clarity has arrived. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you move into this next part, the energy around you is shifting in a way that your spirit has already detected long before your mind could make sense of it, and your heart needs this right now because you've been walking through a season where things feel both strangely heavy and strangely clear at the same time. Almost like you're standing at the edge of a revelation you can't fully see yet but can absolutely feel pressing against your intuition. You've been noticing changes, small ones, quiet ones, that seem insignificant on the surface but send a ripple through your spirit, and heaven wants you to know that these ripples are not random. They are warnings. They are confirmations. They are guidance. Listen to this, because this message is for you. The person who is about to be exposed is someone you wouldn't expect, someone who has been close enough to observe your vulnerabilities, someone who has positioned themselves near your energy not out of love, but out of convenience or hidden intention. They've been operating in a way that heaven has watched patiently, but now that you are awakening spiritually, now that you are stepping into a more aligned version of yourself, now that you have begun to listen to your intuition instead of ignoring it, their behavior can no longer remain in the shadows. Don't scroll, your heart needs to hear this, because heaven isn't revealing this person to break you, it's revealing them to release you. You've outgrown the stage of your life where you tolerate unclear energy, hidden motives, or people who smile in your presence but speak differently in your absence. And while this exposure may come as a surprise, your spirit has already been preparing you. You felt that little tug inside, that moment of pause when they spoke, that sudden discomfort after an interaction, that strange dream that left you unsettled the next morning. Your intuition has been nudging you gently, saying, "Look again." And heaven is confirming that your intuition has been correct. Don't scroll, listen closely, because there's another layer, one connected to your heart, your destiny, and your emotional path. While heaven is exposing someone who cannot go with you into your next chapter, heaven is also awakening someone whose soul is tied to yours, someone whose energy you've felt even in their silence, someone whose absence has spoken louder than other people's presence. This soulmate connection, whether you know exactly who they are or only feel their energy like a whisper in your spirit, has been silently activating inside them. They have been thinking of you, dreaming of you, remembering you, questioning their choices, and feeling emotions they can no longer run from. And the timing of their awakening is not random. The universe isn't bringing truth to the surface in your life just so you can lose someone, it's bringing truth so the space around you becomes clean enough, clear enough, and protected enough for someone aligned to step forward when the moment is right. Don't scroll, this message is unfolding exactly the way heaven intends, because you are in a season where every hidden thing is coming to the light, both the harmful and the divine. The person being exposed is connected to the old you, the you who self-sacrificed, who ignored your intuition, who stayed loyal to people who weren't loyal to you. But the person whose energy is awakening toward you is connected to the new you. The you who listens to your spirit, who honors your heart, who recognizes your worth, and who is ready for a connection that is reciprocal, intentional, and divinely guided. Listen to this, because your heart needs clarity. The exposure that's coming may happen in a sudden moment, a slip of truth, a message you weren't supposed to see, a conversation overheard, a feeling you can't shake. Or it may come in a slow unraveling, where patterns become undeniable and the mask falls off one small crack at a time. Either way, heaven will not allow this person's hidden intentions to interfere with your purpose any longer. And as this truth rises, something in you will rise too: strength, understanding, emotional clarity, spiritual confidence. Don't scroll, because here's the part you've been feeling deep in your chest even if you haven't spoken it aloud. Someone else has been sensing your shift. Someone who once felt connected to you has felt your energy pulling away from the wrong things and aligning with the right ones. They've been feeling the distance, and ironically, that distance is what's waking their soul. You've been appearing in their dreams, in their memories, in their quiet moments, and their heart has been stirring with emotions they once tried to hide. This awakening inside them is connected to your own awakening. Your growth is activating their realization. Your clarity is awakening their honesty. Your elevation is awakening their vulnerability. And heaven is clearing what is false so what is true can rise without interference. Don't scroll, your spirit needs this reminder: you are protected, guided, and watched over. Nothing done in darkness can block what heaven has anointed for your future. No hidden intention can stop the blessings meant for you. No deception can survive the light you're stepping into. And as one truth comes to the surface about someone you didn't expect, another truth is preparing to reveal itself through someone whose soul has been quietly tethered to yours. You are walking into a chapter where clarity will replace confusion, where discernment will replace doubt, where divine alignment will replace emotional chaos. The exposure is not the ending. It is the beginning of your next level, your next connection, your next awakening. Don't scroll. Stay aligned. Everything is being revealed exactly on time. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you step into this next unfolding, the atmosphere around your life is shifting in ways you can feel even when you can't explain it, and your heart needs this right now more than you realize, because the revelations that are coming toward you are not small, not subtle, not easy, they are seismic. The kind that rearrange everything you thought you understood about the people around you and the direction your spirit is being called to move in. You've been sensing a kind of emotional tremor inside you lately, haven't you? That quiet internal shaking that shows up when something hidden is preparing to rise into the light, when the truth is starting to rattle the chains it's been locked behind, when your intuition knows something your conscious mind hasn't fully caught up to yet. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because the person heaven is about to expose didn't come into your life by accident, they came with a purpose. Some for growth, some for challenge, some for reflection, and the one who is being revealed now is someone whose chapter in your story was never meant to be permanent, someone who carried lessons rather than destiny, someone who played a role in your past but cannot remain in your future. Listen to this, your heart needs it, because their exposure is not just about what they've said, done, or hidden, it's about what their presence has been blocking. Your clarity, your peace, your alignment, your ability to hear the voice of your own intuition without distortion. You've been feeling moments of emotional fog, moments where your spirit felt heavy without any logical reason, moments where you questioned your own instincts because someone around you was operating in a lower vibration that created noise, confusion, or energetic disturbance. But don't scroll, because heaven is cleansing that interference now. The veil is lifting. The truth is forming. And your spirit has been preparing for it, the sudden emotional waves you've felt, the random bursts of clarity, the way you've been waking up with new realizations or falling asleep with unresolved feelings resurfacing. These aren't coincidences, they're spiritual syncing. You're aligning with higher truth. And here's the part you've been sensing beneath the surface. At the same time heaven is exposing the person who cannot go with you into your next season, it is awakening someone whose soul is meant to resonate with yours, someone whose energy has been quietly connected to your emotional field, someone whose presence, even in silence, has been echoing in your intuition. Don't scroll, your heart needs this clarity, because this soulmate connection is not appearing to distract you from the truth but to anchor you in it, to remind you that not all revelations are painful, some are purposeful, some are promising, some are meant to guide you into deeper alignment with who you are becoming. This person, whether you know their identity or only feel their presence like a gentle pull on your spirit, has been going through their own awakening parallel to yours. They've been feeling shifts they can't explain, memories they can't shake, emotions they thought they buried rising with new intensity. And these waves within them are not random. They are tied to your elevation. As you ascend, they feel the pull. As you heal, they feel the invitation. As you detach from what is false, they are guided toward what is true. Don't scroll, this message is still unfolding for you, because there's a reason the exposure of one person and the awakening of another are happening at the same time. Heaven is orchestrating alignment. The removal of what drains you creates space for what elevates you. The truth about who someone really is clears the fog that blocked your discernment. The emotional awakening of someone connected to your soul opens a new channel of spiritual communication, the kind that shows up as angel numbers, 111 when a new chapter opens, 222 when energy begins to balance, 333 when divine guidance intensifies, 555 when transformation becomes unavoidable. You've been seeing these signs without always knowing why, but now you do, they've been preparing you for this season of revelation. Listen to this, don't scroll, because what's coming toward you is not chaos, it's alignment disguised as disruption. It's clarity disguised as discomfort. It's blessing disguised as separation. And heaven wants you to understand that the exposure you are about to witness may sting, but it won't break you, in fact, it will free you. Free you from lingering doubts, from misplaced loyalty, from emotional weight you didn't even know you were carrying. And as this truth rises, something else rises too, the courage inside the person who has been silently connected to your heart. They are beginning to see you clearly now, to realize the spiritual pull they tried to ignore, to feel the emotional resonance they once resisted. They are stepping into a moment of truth within themselves, just as you are stepping into truth around you. Don't scroll, this message is guiding you, because your life is entering a season where nothing hidden can stay hidden, nothing unclear can stay unclear, and nothing misaligned can stay attached. You are being lifted. You are being protected. You are being positioned. And the exposure that's coming is not an ending, it's the doorway to the chapter your spirit has been waiting for. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you move into this next unfolding, the energy around you is becoming so spiritually charged, so divinely orchestrated, that your intuition has already begun to feel the shift before your eyes can see it, and your heart needs this right now because what's coming is not just another moment. This is a turning point written into your destiny long before you ever reached it. You've been sensing something deep, something stirring in the unseen, something that keeps brushing against your spirit like a whisper you can't quite make out but can't ignore either, and heaven wants you to know that this stirring is real, it's deliberate, it's part of the revelation that's about to unfold in front of you in ways that will make you look back and say, that was the moment everything changed. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because the exposure that's unfolding in your life isn't just about revealing someone's hidden intentions, it's about revealing the next version of you, the stronger you, the clearer you, the spiritually awakened you who no longer tolerates what drains them or entertains what disrupts their peace. Lately you've been feeling moments of emotional exhaustion mixed with moments of sudden clarity, almost like you're being pulled back and forth between the weight of what needs to leave and the promise of what's trying to enter, and heaven is saying that this tension is not confusion, it's transition. You are being guided out of a phase where you carried people on your back who were never willing to walk beside you, and you're being guided into a phase where your spirit is aligning with those who match your energy, your honesty, your heart, your depth. Don't scroll, listen closely, because the person being exposed in your life isn't just someone who lied, or gossiped, or pretended to care. They are someone who was holding on to a version of you that no longer exists, someone who benefited from your silence, your kindness, your patience, someone who underestimated your intuition and overestimated their ability to hide from divine truth. Heaven has been watching them, heaven has been patient, but heaven is not passive, and now that you are stepping into spiritual alignment, the universe is pulling back the curtain on behaviors, intentions, and energies that cannot follow you into the next chapter of your journey. You've been having dreams that feel strangely vivid, waking up with feelings you can't explain, noticing angel numbers at exact moments when your spirit feels restless. 111 when you think of change, 444 when you question whether you're protected, 555 when you feel emotional turbulence out of nowhere, and none of this is random. These signs are heaven's way of preparing you for the reveal, the shift, the elevation. Don't scroll, your heart needs this because the exposure isn't meant to hurt you, it's meant to free you. But here's the part that intertwines with your destiny on a deeper level. While heaven exposes the one who cannot stay, heaven is awakening the one who is spiritually connected to you. Someone whose soul has been tied to yours in ways neither of you fully understood before, someone who has been feeling an emotional pull toward you that they can't reason their way out of, someone who has been sensing your energy even in silence because the connection between you is not physical, it is spiritual. They've been going through their own inner unraveling, their own emotional reckoning, their own version of clarity, and whether you know this person already or whether their presence is still hidden behind divine timing, they are being drawn toward you as your spirit rises into truth. Don't scroll. The message is still unfolding because heaven is orchestrating two movements at once, the unraveling of what is false and the strengthening of what is true. And as the exposure happens, you will begin to notice subtle shifts, the heaviness in your chest lifting, the emotional fog clearing, the sudden inner calm that arrives without explanation, the intuitive certainty that you're stepping into something bigger than anything you've left behind. The person whose energy is awakening toward you has been feeling moments of déjà vu, moments where your name or your memory flashes into their mind without warning, moments where their heart tightens with a sense of unfinished destiny, and these moments are heaven's way of aligning them with the version of you that is emerging from this revelation, stronger, clearer, more spiritually attuned. Don't scroll, listen to this, because heaven is not exposing someone to punish you. It's exposing them to prepare you. Prepare you for deeper love, clearer intuition, stronger boundaries, higher purpose, and connections that resonate with your soul instead of draining it. You are stepping into a season where truth will be your shield, discernment will be your guide, and divine timing will be your foundation. And as this exposure rises, as the truth unfolds, as the energy shifts, you will begin to feel a sense of emotional release that tells you everything happening right now is intentional. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is slipping through your fingers. You are being aligned, elevated, protected, and positioned for what comes next. Don't scroll. The truth is rising, and so are you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you enter this next unfolding, heaven is drawing you into a moment where everything, your intuition, your emotions, your memories, your spiritual senses, begins to sharpen in a way you cannot ignore, and your heart needs this right now because you're stepping into the most revealing, most clarifying, most divinely orchestrated part of this entire awakening. You felt this coming, even if you haven't had the words for it. That strange tightness in your chest at random times, those sudden waves of heaviness followed by an almost supernatural calm, the moments where you zone out because your spirit is picking up on energies your mind hasn't fully processed yet, all of that has been heaven preparing you for what's happening now. And don't scroll, because this message is for you. The exposure unfolding in your life isn't just about revealing someone's hidden intentions. It's about revealing the hidden truth of your path, your purpose, your spiritual alignment, and the divine orchestration behind every shift you've been experiencing. You've been walking with a sense that something is off, something is shifting, something is being rearranged in the unseen realm, and heaven is confirming that this is not your imagination. The exposure you are nearing is bigger than a simple truth coming to the surface. It's a spiritual unveiling. Something heaven has delayed until you were emotionally strong enough, spiritually aware enough, and aligned enough to handle it without breaking. Don't scroll, listen to this, because your heart needs clarity. The person being exposed is connected to a cycle that has been draining you, confusing you, or keeping you emotionally stuck without you realizing how deeply their energy affected your path. Their words, their inconsistency, their hidden intentions. These things have been quietly shaping your emotional atmosphere, creating hesitations in your spirit, lowering your vibration in subtle ways, and nudging you into self-doubt. But heaven is stepping in now, breaking that influence, revealing the truth so you can walk forward with clear vision. And while this exposure will clear out what is misaligned, it will simultaneously open the pathway for what is divinely aligned, because heaven doesn't just remove, it replaces, restores, and realigns. Don't scroll. This is where the message shifts into something deeper. The soulmate connection tied to your spirit has been awakening in perfect synchrony with your own elevation. This person, whether you know exactly who they are or feel them like a subtle, familiar pull in your chest, has been going through their own stage of revelation. Their own heart has been shaken awake. Their own spirit has been stirred. They have been experiencing flashes of memory, intense dreams, emotional waves they can't explain, moments where your name or your energy appears out of nowhere, and these experiences are not random. This awakening inside them is tied to your clearing. As heaven exposes the person who cannot stay in your life, it strengthens the spiritual signal between you and the one who is meant to understand you on a soul-deep level. Don't scroll, your heart needs this understanding. The timing of this exposure is the timing of their awakening. One door closes because another soul is being aligned to open theirs. One mask falls off because another heart is opening. One truth surfaces because another truth, one rooted in connection, destiny, and divine timing, is rising right behind it. And you may have felt this, even without proof. You've had moments recently where your spirit sensed someone thinking of you. Moments where you paused mid-thought because a memory surfaced too strongly to ignore. Moments where you felt something warm, gentle, familiar brushing against your heart, even though nothing in your physical world changed. These sensations are real. Don't scroll, listen to this, because heaven wants you to understand the full weight of what you're stepping into. The exposure happening in your life is breaking emotional ties that were built on illusion, assumptions, deception, or mismatched energy. But the awakening happening within the soulmate connection is built on truth, deep emotional truth, spiritual recognition, mutual resonance, and destiny. This person has been questioning things they once ignored. They've been thinking about conversations you had, moments you shared, emotions they suppressed, choices they regret, and futures they once told themselves weren't possible. They've been feeling the emotional distance between you, and instead of letting it harden them, it's softening them. It's bringing clarity. It's awakening what they tried to bury. Don't scroll, this message is still unfolding for you, because heaven is not just exposing and awakening, it's aligning. You are being elevated into a version of yourself who sees clearly, who feels intentionally, who listens to intuition without fear, who recognizes divine timing without trying to force anything. And with this elevation comes spiritual protection. Heaven will not allow the wrong voice to influence your spirit anymore. The person being exposed is being removed from your path not as punishment to them but as protection for you. Their chapter is closing so that a higher, deeper, more meaningful chapter can open. Your spirit has been preparing for this next phase for months, through emotional restlessness, through intuitive nudges, through angel numbers aligning in sequences too precise to dismiss. The signs have been multiplying because the moment is here. Don't scroll, let this sink into you. You are stepping into a season where nothing hidden can stay hidden and nothing true can stay suppressed. You are walking into emotional clarity, spiritual grounding, and destiny-level alignment. And as heaven reveals the truth about someone you didn't expect, it will also guide you towards someone your soul has been quietly waiting for. Everything is shifting with purpose. Everything is aligning with intention. Everything is unfolding exactly on time. Don't scroll, your next revelation is already on its way. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you step into this next moment, heaven is moving around your life in ways that are deeper, sharper, and more intentional than anything you've felt before, and your heart needs this right now because you are entering the part of the journey where the spiritual and emotional worlds collide, revealing truths, exposing illusions, and awakening connections that were written into your destiny long before you even realized you were walking toward them. You've been sensing this shift building for a while, those late-night thoughts you can't shake, that tight feeling in your chest when your intuition tries to speak, the sudden waves of clarity that hit you in moments when nothing specific is happening around you yet everything inside you knows something big is unfolding. And don't scroll, because this message is for you. The exposure you've been warned about isn't happening to hurt you. It's happening to separate you from emotional weight that has quietly attached itself to your spirit, weight you didn't realize was influencing your energy, clouding your vision, or subtly shaping your decisions. Heaven is stepping in now with precision, removing what was hidden, revealing what was disguised, and lifting what was resting on your heart without permission. And as this exposure unfolds, heaven is simultaneously activating something else. Something sacred, something powerful, something soul deep inside you. Your spiritual sensitivity has increased drastically, even if you haven't had the language for it. You've been picking up on energies before events happen. You've been dreaming things that feel too personal, too symbolic, too emotionally charged to dismiss. You've been seeing angel numbers, 111, 222, 333, 444, 555. In patterns that feel almost eerie, showing up at the exact moments when your spirit feels overwhelmed, uncertain, awakened, or deeply reflective. These aren't coincidences. These aren't random. These are coordinates from heaven guiding you through the spiritual transition you're living in right now. Don't scroll, your heart needs this truth. The person being exposed in your life is connected to an old frequency, an old version of you, a version that loved deeply but tolerated too much, that gave endlessly but received inconsistently, that hoped patiently but wasn't met with genuine reciprocity. And heaven is saying that version of you cannot enter the next chapter because the next chapter carries blessings, alignment, and connections that require a more awakened, more discerning, more grounded you. That's why the exposure is happening. That's why things that once felt blurry are suddenly becoming clear. That's why your spirit is rejecting certain conversations, interactions, or individuals that it once tolerated. Your vibration is rising, and anything not aligned with that rise is being shaken loose. Listen to this, don't scroll, because there is another dimension to this revelation. The soulmate connection that has been hovering in your energy, the one that keeps brushing against your spirit, the one that keeps entering your mind without warning, is awakening in perfect sync with your transformation. This person, whether your history with them is long, brief, complicated, or just beginning, has been feeling emotional shifts of their own. They've been experiencing unexpected memories, emotional waves they can't explain, moments of heaviness that arrive out of nowhere, dreams where your presence feels unmistakably real, warm, familiar. They've tried to move on, distract themselves, stay busy, rationalize everything away, but the more they try to silence what they feel, the louder their heart becomes. Heaven has been working on them just as heaven has been working on you, and now both your spirits are moving closer to a moment of truth, an emotional reveal, a confession, a realization, that neither of you can outrun forever. Don't scroll, this next part is important. The exposure of the wrong person is directly tied to the awakening of the right energy. The universe is not removing just to remove, it's removing so that alignment can occur without interruption. You had to see the truth about one person so you could fully receive the truth about another. And your soulmate, this person whose energy you feel even when there's silence between you, has been going through their own emotional clearing. They've been confronting things they avoided. They've been examining fears they never faced. They've been realizing how deeply they felt for you, even when they didn't express it, didn't honor it, or didn't understand it at the time. The distance, the silence, the confusion, they didn't erase the connection. They intensified it. And now, as heaven exposes what is false around you, heaven is awakening what is true within them. Don't scroll, listen to this because your heart needs to understand what comes next. You are entering a season where both clarity and courage will rise inside you. Clarity about who genuinely belongs in your life. Courage to walk away from what doesn't. Clarity about who your soul recognizes. Courage to receive the connection being awakened for you. Clarity about your own worth, your own intuition, your own spiritual path. Courage to honor it no matter who misunderstands it. And as you walk deeper into this season, you'll begin to notice signs intensifying, songs that speak to your exact emotions, dreams that feel like messages, angel numbers that feel like confirmations, moments of déjà vu that feel too specific to dismiss. These signs will not confuse you, they will guide you. They will show you that heaven is not just exposing and awakening, it is aligning your entire path with a purpose so much bigger than the pain you're leaving behind. Don't scroll, breathe this in, the exposure is not an ending, it's the clearing before your elevation. The soulmate awakening is not a fantasy, it's a spiritual bond resurfacing as both hearts evolve. The emotional intensity you've been feeling is not instability, it's the tension before breakthrough. Heaven is preparing you for something real, something aligned, something destined. And the shifts you feel right now are the confirmation that nothing in your life is happening by accident. You are walking into clarity. You are walking into truth. You are walking into alignment. And everything, absolutely everything, is happening right on time. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you step into this next layer of revelation, the atmosphere around your spirit is intensifying in ways your mind may not fully understand yet, but your heart absolutely feels, and your heart needs this right now because the very things you've been sensing, the uneasiness you've been carrying, the strange emotional shifts you've been experiencing, they're not random, they're not imagined, they're not accidental. They are signals from heaven that you are entering a season of truth so powerful, so transformative, that everything misaligned in your life is being forced into the light whether you're ready or not. You've been walking with a heaviness lately, that tight pull in your chest that comes and goes without warning, the restless thoughts that arrive at night, the sudden waves of clarity followed by moments of deep reflection, and heaven is saying. You feel all this because your spirit is picking up on what your eyes haven't seen yet. Someone around you, someone whose intentions you didn't question, someone you gave trust or emotional space to, has been moving in a way that is not aligned with the purity of your heart, and heaven is done allowing you to walk with blind loyalty toward people who weren't built to carry your spirit. Don't scroll, your spirit needs this, because heaven is about to reveal the truth in a way that cannot be ignored, minimized, or excused this time. The exposure you're walking into won't just show you who this person really is, it will show you who you are becoming. You are evolving into someone who sees clearly, someone who listens to intuition without dismissing it, someone who no longer betrays their own spirit just to keep the peace with people who disturb it. And even though this exposure will feel shocking at first, your soul will feel a strange sense of relief, almost like you've been bracing for this moment without consciously knowing what you were bracing for. Don't scroll, listen closely, because as heaven removes this one energy from your path, something else, something deeply spiritual, deeply emotional, deeply destiny-driven, is rising in its place. That soulmate connection you've been feeling, that emotional pull you can't explain, that presence you sense even in their silence, has been awakening in parallel with your spiritual transformation. This connection is not random. The timing is not random. The intensity is not random. Your soul has been whispering their name even when your mind tries to stay logical. Your dreams have been revealing bits and pieces of their energy even when your days feel disconnected from them. Your intuition has been tugging you toward them in moments that feel unexplainable. And don't scroll, because this is where everything starts to intertwine. Their awakening is tied to your awakening. They have been feeling emotional pressure too, pressure to reflect, pressure to confront their truth, pressure to stop running from emotions they once buried too deeply. They've been thinking of you unexpectedly, remembering small moments, feeling a heaviness when your name enters their mind, experiencing waves of longing even if they haven't spoken a word. This isn't coincidence. It's resonance. It's two souls being shifted into alignment by divine timing. And heaven allowed the wrong person to be revealed at this exact moment because the right connection cannot rise while your energy is still entangled with someone who is not meant to walk into your future. Don't scroll, your heart needs this understanding. The emotional turbulence you felt recently isn't you losing control, it's your spirit recognizing that a cycle is ending. The exhaustion you felt isn't burnout, it's the weight of carrying energy that was never yours to hold. The sudden moments of hope you felt aren't delusion, they're glimpses of the alignment coming toward you. Heaven is clearing your path, and you may not realize it yet, but everything falling apart around you is actually falling into place. The exposure is the dismantling. The awakening is the rebuilding. The soulmate connection is the bridge between what was and what is becoming. Don't scroll, there is still more heaven needs you to hear. The person being exposed was tied to an old version of you, a version that gave too much, tolerated too much, ignored too many red flags, and settled for emotional crumbs when your spirit was created for depth, reciprocity, soul-level resonance. That version of you is being peeled away layer by layer. And the soulmate connection, the one that's been hovering around your energy like a gentle echo, is connected to the version of you that's rising right now. The intuitive you, the healed you, the grounded you, the spiritually awakened you. That's why you've been feeling dual emotions lately, loss and anticipation, heaviness and excitement, confusion and clarity. You're standing between the clearing and the blessing. And heaven is saying, do not hold on to what I am removing. Do not fear what I am revealing. Do not doubt what your intuition already knows. Don't scroll, breathe this in, because the next part is important. You are heading toward a moment of divine alignment where everything that felt disconnected will suddenly make sense. You will realize why certain people had to fall away. You will understand why certain feelings never faded. You will see why your heart was pulled in a direction your mind couldn't rationalize. And when that moment arrives, you will feel it, not as anxiety, but as peace. Not as confusion, but as knowing. Not as fear, but as destiny. Don't scroll, your story is shifting, your spirit is awakening, and heaven is guiding every step of your transition. The exposure is the doorway. The awakening is the pathway. The connection is the destination. And you are right on time. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you enter this final unfolding, the spiritual atmosphere around you is at its highest intensity yet, and your heart needs this right now because everything you've been feeling, every emotional tremor, every intuitive whisper, every sleepless moment where your thoughts felt louder than usual, is leading you into a divine conclusion you were meant to reach all along. You've walked through revelation, exposure, awakening, alignment, and spiritual elevation, and now heaven is bringing everything together in a moment of clarity so undeniable that it will change the way you see your past, your present, and your future all at once. You've been sensing this climax building in your spirit, the tightness in your chest that comes out of nowhere, the sudden waves of peace followed by sudden waves of urgency, the angel numbers showing up in the most precise moments like timestamps of destiny, 111 when you're preparing to move forward, 222 when balance is aligning, 444 when heaven is reminding you that you're protected, 555 when transformation becomes unavoidable. These signs aren't random. They're divine fingerprints marking every step of your journey. And don't scroll, because this message is for you. Heaven is about to bring a truth into your life so profound, so deeply aligned with your spirit, that it will confirm every intuitive nudge you've been questioning, every emotional signal you've been sensing, and every spiritual shift you've been experiencing without having the words for it. The exposure you endured was not the ending, it was the clearing. The awakening within your soulmate connection was not an accident, it was the activation. The emotional intensity you've been feeling was not instability, it was preparation. You're stepping into a moment where heaven is saying, look again. What you thought was loss was protection. What you thought was silence was alignment. What you thought was over was actually just beginning. Don't scroll, you need to hear this, because the connection tied to your spirit. The one that has been waking up inside you, the one whose energy keeps brushing against your heart, the one you can't fully shake no matter how much time passes, is reaching its own moment of revelation. They have been feeling everything intensify too. The dreams. The memories. The emotional waves that hit out of nowhere. The unexpected reminders of you. The inner voice whispering your name at the most random times. They've tried to suppress it, but the truth is rising inside them now. They're realizing the depth of what they feel. They're realizing the weight of what they lost. They're realizing the truth behind the connection they once tried to resist, deny, or bury. And the more heaven clears your path, the more their heart opens. The more truth rises, the more their silence cracks. The more your spirit elevates, the more their spirit gravitates toward you. Don't scroll. This part matters. The divine orchestration happening between you isn't just emotional. It's spiritual, karmic, ancestral, and destiny-written. You two are being guided into a moment of divine collision, a moment when your truths align, your timing aligns, your healing aligns, your intentions align. This is why everything around you shook so violently. This is why people were exposed. This is why cycles ended. This is why your intuition grew louder. Heaven was preparing you for alignment without interference. The person who was exposed couldn't stay because their presence blocked your elevation. The soulmate connection awakening couldn't rise while your energy was entangled with the wrong frequency. And now that heaven has cleared it, now that your spirit has released it, your path is opening at full force. Don't scroll, your heart needs this. You are stepping into a season where divine timing accelerates. You will see sudden shifts, sudden messages, sudden clarity, sudden breakthroughs. You will experience moments where something you've been sensing finally becomes visible. You will receive signs that feel almost too perfect to be real. And you will feel a moment, a single, unmistakable moment, where everything inside you whispers, "This is it." Heaven is positioning you for a revelation that will change your emotional trajectory, and this revelation will not come with confusion, it will come with confirmation. It will not come with fear, it will come with peace. It will not come with guessing, it will come with knowing. Don't scroll, because heaven wants you to carry this final truth. What is meant for you is already moving toward you. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. And as you read this, something in your spirit knows it's true. You can feel the shift. You can feel the approach. You can feel the alignment. This is not your imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is your spirit recognizing destiny before it arrives in the physical. Heaven is saying, stay open. Stay grounded. Stay aligned. The moment we've been preparing you for is already on its way. And listen, here's the part that will resonate with the deepest part of your spirit. If something in you felt this message, if something inside you stirred, warmed, tightened, or awakened while reading this, just say what part hit you the hardest, because someone needs to see that they're not alone in what they're feeling right now.